Hello everyone, welcome back to Too Much Bricks. This is Kyle, and in today's video is a quick look at 5 of my Mandalorian customs. I'm not including Baby Yoda here, or spoiler alert, Grogu, as we got his name revealed because he is the official Baby Yoda, but all the rest are custom and customized characters from the Mandalorian series. Now, a couple of these might contain spoilers if you have not started Season 2, and a couple might actually spoil the most recent episode, Episode 6, so I do suggest that you don't watch this video if you have not seen it, but if you have, definitely be sure to stick around. And without further ado, I do want to say subscribe, drop a like if you haven't, and let's get into it. First, we'll be starting off with the Mandalorian himself, Din Djarin. Now, I have shown this off a couple times before. This is my personal custom Mandalorian from the Mandalorian series. Now, the customizations that I've made to this particular figure is I've given him Jango Fett's torso, as well as some black gloves, and you can't really see it underneath the cape, but some silver arms, as well as one with his signet painted onto the shoulder there. I've given him kind of a Western blaster here to represent his, iconic blaster that he has in the series. And then I've given him the battle-ready Batman legs because it gives the two different knee pads and a little bit of the gray kind of cape, if you will, on the front of the torso going down to the leg area, which I think matches really cool. And you also do have a little bit of printing for boots there. Now, as far as the head goes, it is still the black head. I don't personally have one that represents what we saw him look like in the first season of The Mandalorian. I've given him Lego's official helmet, Lego's official cape, and I've also given him Jango Fett's jetpack there. Now, aside from that, that's pretty much all the customization to this particular character, but I do have a lot of accessories for this particular character. So moving him off to the side, besides his cape, jetpack, and his blaster there, I do have Grogu, if you want to count that as an accessory, or the child, so that can go with him. I do have a little attachment here for his flames that can clip right onto his hand. I'll show you what that looks like. Just rotate the hand up like this, and just the flame stuck into the binocular piece there. And that's what that looks like. I think that makes for a cool effect. Definitely looks pretty cool. So there's one accessory there. I do have knife that he had against the Mudhorn from the first season. Taking that out of the way. I do have the little, it's just a little stud to represent the ball that the child loves to play with, the Razor Crest ball. It is a little big because obviously the stud covers the entire hand, but I think it was the best representation I could get. And last but not least, one of the newer accessories that he recently got, his Beskar spear. So I think that looks really cool. And if you want to count this one, I've shown this off many times before. This is my custom rifle for the Mandalorian. One sec. Give you a quick look at that. And yeah, so those are all the accessories I have for this particular character. And there is my custom Mandalorian. Next up is Grief Carga, and I have particularly had this one in my mock recently, so a couple of you might remember this particular figure from my Navarro mock, but I am taking him out to give you a closer look at him, since at the time of recording of this video, I do not have Lego's official Grief Carga. I've given him his 2 blasters right there, some Rebel Resistance Trooper clothing, and spin him around for you to show just some more on the back. I don't have a cape for him. I don't personally have a cape that I think would match, so that's why he doesn't have a cape. I have given him Barry's head from one of the Jurassic World Troopers face. I'm not exactly sure what set this particular one came in. I've given him Finn's hair, and I just think that face from one of the Jurassic World Tranquilizer Troopers, since it has the mustache, I think that it looks like a good representation for this particular figure. And aside from that, that's the only accessories I have for him, are his 2 blaster pistols there. And now let's move on to the next. Next up is one of my personal favorites, and I'm not exactly sure the name of this particular figure, but it is kind of the Spartan type of helmet Mandalorian that was kind of the blacksmith, if you will, in the first season, that was melting down the armor at the end and was making the armor for them at the beginning. I wouldn't say the actual leader of the Mandalorians, but of that particular clan that was underground. There's the leader, and this is one of my favorite customs that I've made. I've given her the torso of one of the Mandalorians that came in the Mandalorian battle pack, some regular dark brown legs and dark brown arms, and some black hands. Just because of the lighting, I'm not sure if you can tell that they are dark brown. Maybe you can tell a little bit from that side. And some black gloves, Lego's official shorter capes. And I've given her the Thanos mech figures helmet over a black head to kind of give it that Spartan look, the best representation that I could personally get. And yeah, aside from that, I don't have any accessories for this particular one. I just think that the custom itself is good by itself. And now let's move on to the next. Next up is Cod Vanth, the Marshal of Mos Pelgo, for those of you who have seen episode 1 of season 2 of The Mandalorian. Now, I have given him Captain America's hair, Captain America's face from Infinity War with the beard. I think that that was the best representation that I could personally get for this particular figure. Taking his accessories out of the way, I've given him Boba Fett's helmet here. Now, this is the only part of a Boba Fett Lego that I personally have, is just a helmet in the jetpack. I don't have the actual Boba Fett armor in Lego. I'm hoping to actually get it eventually. So I have just given him the original Mandalorian's, Lego's official Mandalorian's armor there. See if you can get a better view. Let me move his rifle out of the way. There you go. You can get a better view of it there. And aside from that, spinning him around to the back, here is the jetpack. It is broken at the bottom, sadly. I'm hoping to actually get a complete Boba Fett figure, and that way I can replace the backpack and actually have the actual armor for Boba. And I've given him a little side cape there, as well as a regular one on the back to kind of just mix up the colors a little bit. And then I've just given him a standard Star Wars blaster with a lightsaber hilt stuck onto the front to make it just a little bit longer. And aside from that, let's move on to the last figure. This last figure is spoilers for the recent episode of The Mandalorian, episode 6. So if, as I said in the beginning of this video, if you have not seen that episode, I do suggest you click away. If you haven't seen the season 2 of The Mandalorian yet, I do suggest you click away as well, because this particular figure was at the end of the first episode. And without further ado, here he is. Here is Boba Fett from his appearance in The Mandalorian before he gets his armor back in episode 6, and I just love this character. I knew I had to make a custom of this particular character when I first saw the first episode of The Mandalorian and the most recent. So let's get into it. I've given him Anakin's burnt up head from Mustafar from the Darth Vader transformation set, as well as one of Wild Styles' scarves from the Apocalypse Lego Movie 2 sets. I think that looks really good. Let me move his rifle out of the way. We'll take a closer look at that in a minute. I've given him just black arms, black hands, and a brown torso there, as well as some legs with a little bit of black printing on them, as well as a black cloth-like cape. And aside from that, I think he looks really, really good. I think I did the best that I could do for his appearance in The Mandalorian, as his face was very scuffed up from, I would guess, escaping the Sarlacc. Moving him out of the way, here is the custom rifle that I made for him. He did have a very long barreled rifle in the episode 6, so I tried to give it the best representation that I could get. And I think it does look pretty cool. And I do have a second accessory or weapon. This is his little staff that he had in episode 6. I do have it onto a neck brace and a clip piece that you can sling on his back. But this is the one that he was whacking the daylights out of the stormtroopers with. So I'm glad that I have these two. I can't actually sling both on his back as we saw in the actual episode, but I'll show you what one of those looks like on his back. Unfortunately, you do actually have to remove the scarf piece, since the neck brace won't go over it, to actually sling one of his weapons on his back there. But I still think it looks pretty cool. I'm probably going to be leaving the scarf on just because I like how that makes it look because it kind of looks a little thin there and not really, this doesn't look right in my opinion. But there's one of his weapons slung around his back. Let me show you what the rifle looks like. And there's what his rifle looks like slung around his back now. I think that that looks really, really cool. Let me give him his staff. Now, I think that that looks awesome. I really love this character, and I'm hoping to actually make a mock where I can include this awesome custom. And one last shot. There we go. Now, as I said, I am hoping to actually get the actual torso and leg armor and, arms and just the whole Boba Fett complete armor. But as I said at the beginning, I only have the jetpack and the helmet of Boba Fett. But I still think that that looks pretty darn cool. And that is it for a quick look at my Mandalorian customs. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I do hope you found this helpful. If you did, leave it down in the comment section down below. Also, let me know what your favorite character is and what your favorite custom of mine is and what customs you would like to see next. Thank you all for watching. As I said, definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't. And if you're watching my content and are not subscribed, I do encourage you to do so because it would help the channel a lot. Stay tuned for more content. Happy upcoming Christmas, and I will see you in the next video. Keep building.